Hello, everyone. Welcome to our fourth episode of Small Business Heroes, where we learn from rising entrepreneurs who are working hard and smart to scale their businesses. So, in today's episode, I have Amy Wall with me, who is a mentor, advisor, and a consultant who brings her expertise and experience to help businesses succeed. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Amy, who is joining us from Madison, Wisconsin. Right. Good morning, Amy. It's great to have you in our series. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Right. Maybe you can start by sharing your SOS story, specialized office support story, how you got started, what was the idea and all.
Yes, so I am the owner of Specialized Office Support, also known as SOS, and we offer virtual services for small business. And what that means is that we are pretty much your front office staff without actually being on site in an office building. Well, most of our clients come to us. We have a very strong bookkeeping background. We are QuickBook pro advisors. We know how to set up LLCs, S corps, C corps. We have experience doing that for many, many years. So we start there because usually it's accounting and expenses that people do not want to do in their business. However, it's the most important part and the foundational part of their business, so they know if they're succeeding or not. And the numbers can tell you a lot. So we help clients get on top of that bookkeeping, keep it consistent, give out monthly reporting. We'll add. We have some spreadsheets that we use that we can add some more detail if they wish to have that detail. But that's usually where we start. And then that usually dovetails into their CRM and their sales pipeline. And so we'll help them with their sales pipeline, build the marketing, help them build the marketing and the social media marketing around that and how to track that and how to measure that. Then the next silo we go into is communications. Communications because, sometimes they can't afford a full receptionist. So we offer virtual reception services, which is somebody who will actually answer your phone virtually. So it's like somebody's in your office. That is very, very popular among the general contracting and subcontracting world. So we answer phones for them. But we also set up, we're Ring Central partners as well. So through Ring Central, we're able to help them find a voice over IP system that will work in things like Zoho and work into other CRMs. And so it just streamlines all of that sales, marketing, and phone calling and things like that for them. So, we try to be a full, and then we've branched out into things like project management. We've got strong project management. We have strong social media, content writing skills. We have all kinds of resources. So I don't do this all by myself. I do have a team, a very strong team that I've developed over the last few decades. And these folks are the best in the business. So they're not just getting me for that hourly rate. They're actually getting my full team. And that's always a big advantage versus just one employee that you may have to train on your own.
Right, exactly. So if I'm an entrepreneur right now and I think of setting up a lot of processes in my business, starting from the receptionist and the marketing department and the CRM sales department and accounting department, I can actually give a lot of virtual services. I can actually get help from you, help from your company, and actually save a lot of cost in my people hiring or maybe software hiring and all. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we work on retainer. We work on a retainer. A lot of companies were very comfortable with a 10-hour retainer a month to get certain aspects of their work done. And sometimes we had a few clients on much larger retainers because they used many different services. Sure. But they found that to be very, very cost effective because they were getting things done in a very organized way without requiring, again, the employee part of that on their budget, right? And having to concentrate on training. They didn't have to train people. We already come in understanding what you need done, and we just have to understand how you work and the workflow. Once we understand your workflow, we try to build it around you because we don't want to upset what works for you. We just want to complement it. Absolutely. So we work hard with that. But yeah, it is a very huge cost savings for an entrepreneur or small business, especially now when they're trying to watch that bottom line and they still need to get stuff done. Because it has, even though the revenue for many small businesses has dropped this year, especially. The expenses haven't. And so how do you manage those expenses and get stuff done in an effective way? And this is where a good virtual assistant can be your partner. And we look to be business partners with you and help guide you and help let you know what's coming around the corner if we see something, and have good conversations and keep that communication flowing for you. But we do it all virtually. So we use all the technology that's available to us to get that done.
Absolutely, it sounds so interesting, and as a startup or an entrepreneur, this is so relieving to know that there's a company like yours who helps in so many departments, right? Saves a bunch of costs.
And we're expanding all the time. So in fact, right before COVID started, and I have a production background, but I never was able to put that to work until COVID started, and then people found my facilitating skills on Zoho meetings or in Zoom meetings or MS Team meetings, whatever platform they were using as a business. They didn't know how to facilitate an effective meeting. So now I get called in pretty frequently into networking groups and stuff to facilitate meetings and build PowerPoints for them. So that has now been added to our expanded list of services for businesses.
Right. So you're bringing your self-experience into the business now. You know what are the pain points could be for the business people. So you're trying to solve those.
And now that my children are adults and in careers of their own, I feel for parents right now having to do the teaching part of it at home. I did the homework part, way back when, but the teaching part could be incredibly overwhelming, especially in Zoom. So there are a few friends I'm helping out on how to teach them how to use Zoom appropriately and how to monitor things appropriately on their Zoom classes. So I'm happy to, throw those out for friends and family as well.
Awesome. So coming back to SOS business and all, so today I believe most of the client you have, most of the business that approach you for services are like small scale entrepreneurs who are like setting up the business. So I like to learn more about your target market today, and how do you reach out to those target market? Like how do you let people know about your services?
I would like to say I'm target marketed, but I actually will help anybody that comes, and that's what keeps my job fresh and keeps my job interesting. So I learn. I'm a very, we've learned to be very fast learners here with my team, and we learn things very, very quickly. And what we find is we've worked with property managers, where we were basically helping them run the entire property management business, licensing properties to the day-to-day management, to the accounting part, to the marketing part. We've worked with general contractors and subcontractors with, again, their project management software to help them, from job site to get their vendors organized into the system so they're watching their budget on a project and get them paid. We do all of that. There's been a few clients that we just do marketing. We have real estate agents that we help do their drip campaigns and help them, again, with because they're all, pretty much in teams and groups and have their own accounting. So we help them with that as well. We help with, as far as we have a couple of new clients coming in from the hospitality industry right now. And they are creating consulting groups. So right now we are heavy into HubSpot with them, trying to help them get some marketing presence and some branding out for their new companies. We have an Italian company, so virtual is truly virtual. They reached out to me through a networking group, and they are starting an American arm. They're a group of mechanical engineers in the center of Italy. They have a very successful business in Italy, but they want to bring their mechanical engineering expertise here to the United States. So we're helping them brand and help have a presence and do some business development with them. So it just runs the gamut. What do you need? And then there's just some clients, they just need some simple help with their accounting, or they just need some simple help setting up, some Ring Central. We have a new company where he is basically an Uber it's an Uber type driving service for people who need medical appointments, and he works with the state. And he works with the state. So we're helping him. We use RingCentral to coordinate all his drivers. So I mean, you know, there's usually not a problem I can't solve or I haven't seen before. And if it is new and weird, I probably will embrace it because it's like, wow, this could be fun. So there's no problem too big or too small for this group.
Right. So no matter the industry, the businesses can have some process that can be automated or move to virtual environment. Right.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Especially now.
Perfect. So talk a little bit more about your business, how you run your business today, how you work on your business today. So I just like to know specific about how dependent are you on technological stack today, right? Like how do you see that tech has helped to scale your business?
Tech has helped quite a lot to scale business. And in fact, I don't think I could do what I need to do without it. And it has been, for instance, when you come to SOS, we do a pretty in-depth contract. And again, I use an online legal resource to write my contracts. We get all the accounting in place, and we also sign non-disclosure agreements because for accounting especially, and for other things, you know, we do need to utilize your username and passwords to get into the software to manage it on your behalf. Sure. So I come from a very heavy financial background. I worked for companies like Merrill Lynch and Wells Fargo Advisors for many, many years, and as operations manager. So I'm very sensitive to people's personal information. So we sign NDAs with everyone in our office and with you to secure your information. We use vaults like Zoho Vault. We've also used things like LastPass as well. Depends on the, you know, where people are comfortable. We'll use all kinds of technology. So we will put passwords there, and then we just get to work. And regardless, you know, if you are using a certain CRM and you really like it, our real estate agents like things like KV Core. We've got mortgage brokers who like things like Django, which is part of Salesforce. You know, whatever you're currently using, we'll learn that for you know, we'll learn that on your behalf, and get you. Get what you want out of that technology. But without technology, you couldn't do it. Voice over IP is incredibly popular. Zoho is one of those beautiful programs that, you know, you can pull in pretty much almost any telephony into it and really streamline your phone calls and track them without even having to think about it. More people are in co-working spaces too, right? So you know, we look for people in co-working spaces and have maybe a physical presence there for those groups if they require them. There's, you know, technology has opened up the platform, and now I Zoom call to Italy once a week with my client. You know, I can use Zoho to track all those phone calls and those Zoom meetings and all these other different components of my day. So I don't have to rely on my brain to remember it, right? I can go to the technology and it is there. And that makes life stress-free. So the more technology you use, the more you streamline it to your work style and use it on a regular basis. Those are the keys to using technology today.
Right. So one of the tech that you mentioned is Zoho. So you use Zoho application as well. So
yeah, I do. And I'm trying to expand my knowledge. You guys have so much into that platform. And it's like opening a box at the holidays. It's like, oh, there's something else in here. So I love discovering the different things that you put into the platform and the different apps that you offer. Right now, I'm working with WorkDrive. So I've moved everything off of one platform into WorkDrive, and that's making things really easy for my team right now. So I'm really happy with it.
So with all the Zoho applications that you use today, if I may ask you if you would like to pick one that stands out as your favorite, what would be that?
Right now, I live in the CRM application because I can connect so much into it. And again, being a business owner, that is my go-to every morning is the CRM. And Click keeps my team going. I can see Click through there. My team and I are talking all day long because I have one assistant here on the other side of Madison. I have one assistant in Indianapolis. I have other assistants that are out of state as well, and or are upstate Wisconsin. So none of us are in the same place, but we are talking every single day as if it were a
Right.
business day, and we use Click to do it. But the CRM, I can pull in the project management component. I can pull in all these different apps throughout the day and use them all right within the CRM platform. And that's my go-to.
Maybe you can give a word of advice to small business who are actually could be like struggling throughout this tough phase, right? Who are coming out of this pseudo recession. So, do you have any word of advice for them? What they can do?
Just a couple of things. You need to stay in touch with your current customers. You need to have a system in place to keep in touch with them. It's important if you want to survive this pandemic and you want your business to survive. So you have to keep in touch with your current clients. You need a good CRM to do it. If you can reach out to newer clients, I would say market even more. Whether that be, and right now the social media platforms are the way that people are doing it. Get into networking groups online, do the Zoom meetups, get into as many as you can right now, and then watch your bottom line. Accounting cannot communicate and watch your numbers. It'll help you when you can see your numbers. You can make adjustments more quickly. You can be more flexible, and you can survive it. And there's a reason we call it SOS, and we call it a lifesaver, because it's got to be able to ebb and flow,
Right.
over the rough waters as well as the smooth water. And if you have, I think right now during the pandemic, if you've got those components somewhat dialed in, you're going to be able to survive this and come out thriving on the other side.
Absolutely. Wow. It was a great conversation, Amy. It was wonderful talking to you today, and I'm sure our listeners have learned a lot from the conversation.
Oh, see, I'm working from home. Those are my distractions.
Yeah, so that's actually setting the mood of the interview, right? We are working from home. It's the virtual environment we live in.
Oh, so sorry, but that's the way it goes. But
No,
hey, it was wonderful talking with you too, Vinit, and I hope that your listeners reach out if they need some help or need help with a Zoho app or how to implement it. I'd be happy to show them how to do that.
absolutely. That's great of you, Amy. That's really awesome. So I'll definitely put this out in our Zoho community, and people will definitely learn a lot from this interview. And also, we look forward to meet you again in the future meetups, so that you can get together with other Zoho users from your area, and maybe you can give them a word of advice there, right?
Okay, sounds
Right.
great. Gonna go get the barking dogs now.
Sure, please. So I'll leave you to it. So thanks a lot, Amy. And now I think,
My pleasure. This was
yeah,
fun. Thank you so much.
So this was Amy Wall from SOS, who's bringing her work-life experience into helping other businesses by setting up virtual assistants for their business processes. You can go to Amy's website at sosvahelps.com and connect with her to learn more. So this is it from this episode. I thank you guys for listening, and we would come back with the fifth episode featuring another small business hero. Until then, take care.